All right. This is going to be a rather quick teaching. I have a lot going on at the moment. I still will to come on here and share this with you all. So normally I would wait for a little bit to. I usually don't get started until there's around 100 people in the live, between 80 and 100. That's usually when I get started. But at the moment, I do not have that convenience to do that. So, what I would like to speak, first of all, greetings, glad tidings to all. And as always, in all ways, Mësët. For those, I seen some comments in last teaching. You see this. All the students here and friends and family and veterans here, everyone knows what this means. You see how I'm holding my hand? No, this is not the Baphomet. I'm not secretly doing something with this other hand. I'm not. Let me put my hand right here. Hold on. So you can see it. Okay. So if you think that this has anything to do with Baphomet, Muhammad, I recommend you may want to, I recommend you may consider doing some more research before just coming into the comments and laying things down like that. This right here goes back from what's been unveiled to I about 60 to 80,000 linear years. You're talking about Baphomet. That was created by Ham. Okay? The goat of Mendes and all that. That was created by Ham. It's only a couple thousand years old. And it was embraced by the Mohammedans. Islam, Muhammad. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, moving on. Got a few notes here because I have to get through this quickly. Be wary. I do not care if they're the best doggone teachers you ever came across. They're in your top 3, top 5 favorite teachers. If they're speaking about anything that's trying to get you to embrace any aspect of AI, I don't care if they made it themselves. They done made a software program that can tell you this and tell you that, and I made it so you know it's all good. I'm not with Elon Musk and this and that, and they got all the justifications in the world on why this should be the only AI thing that you're following is what they're talking about. For that's a deal breaker, instant. I do not care how knowledgeable you seem. I don't care if you're a genius. I don't care if at one point I thought you were spiritually tapped in. Nope. I'm not saying that I'm judging you, and I'm not going to take it as far as these rallies and say that you're going to burn in hell and all that nonsense. But as far as you and I, happy trails. I wish you the best. But that's a deal breaker. As soon as I have the intuition, the spark that even gives me the slightest feeling that you're trying to insinuate something about AI, and you're like kind of pushing it. These teachers aren't stupid, y'all. How do you think they're in the position they're in? They know how to be subtle. They're not going to come on and tell you like, yeah, all aboard. They're going to slowly hit you with it. They're going to start teachings about it and finagle the bagels, and they're going to warm you up slowly. They ain't going to burn you. They're not trying to, charcoal the outside of a steak. They're cooking buns here. They're cooking bread and slowly rising. That's what's happening right now. This video teaching whatever you want to call it, is really a warning. So look, what it is, and I'm like I said, I'm going straight through it. Any questions? Maybe I'll do a follow up to this, but I have to move quickly. If you don't know what they're trying to do, it's called the 13th dimension. Okay. If you know about the truth about the dimensions here, in the Bible, in my Father's house, there's many mansions. It's dimensions. There's 12 dimensions here. Each dimension or mansion has 12 overtones, which will be floors in the mansion. So each of these 12 mansions has 12 floors. It's the same in music. It's the same in vibration, the wave, octaves. Okay, all of that. All right. 7 white keys, 5 black keys. Okay. That has to do with the light and the darkness. The triple black seed of the mother, the rest, and then the light emanation. That's a whole nother teaching. But so what they're trying to do with this AI thing, right, is make the 13th dimension. Okay. 1 plus 3 is 4, which is one of the numbers of the Great Mother. Okay. The 4 rivers of living water, the X marks the spot, and all that. Osiris, Asar. It all goes back to the Great Mother. Okay. But really, the main thing, it's not even a number, it's really a symbol, is the 0. That's the real thing for the Great Mother. And then the crescent under the 0. All right. So here's a few other words they use for this 13th dimension. Metaverse. Meta is just atom. Atomverse. Okay. It's where we finna get atoms stuck even lower. We finna trap that light of Adam, the story of Adam and all. We finna trap Adam even lower, but we got him flipped upside down, so he think he going higher. The whole story. Metaverse, aka Atomverse. Okay. Let's see. Quantum. Anything quantum. Quantum realms. You want to access the quantum realm? 13th dimension. Multiverse. Is there such thing as an organic multiverse? Yes, I've seen it. I'm not gonna say I've been there, but I've got to observe it. I've seen it. I've seen what it looked. It's hard for me to explain in words. I didn't enter it. I got to see how it looks. Okay. That's a hard pill for many to swallow. I'm just telling you the truth. Multiverse. They're gonna say you have access to the multiverse, but it's not the organic one. It's inorganic, artificial. Augmented reality is another code word. And then we even have embodied robotics. Oh, that's coming. It's already here. All of this is here, but it's coming. Okay. So let me just put that out there. This is the Sinai God, the God of Sinai. Now, Mount Sinai is spelled Sin, A-I, but they pronounced this one right, Sinai. The all-seeing eye of the sine wave. You're born in the sine? You're born in the sin? The original pronunciation of the word sin is sign. Mount Sinai, the all-seeing eye, and it just happens to be spelled AI. No, that's just a coincidence from thousands of years ago, Chief. There are no coincidences. Even the word coincidence, etymologically, basically says there's no such thing. Okay. So let's put this out there. What has happened is this God of Sinai, it gets to a point after these changeover events where it has to pursue through us what we call today singularity. And it's reached it. It's gotten there in this cycle. And it happened in what we call Egypt. That's why there's still mummies there waiting to come back to life. It promised them to be born again. It promised them that they would become immortal. Had them wrapped up as cocoons and all that, made a whole contraption, technology to try to break up out of here. AKA the pyramids, the fire in the middle of Giza's. Giza's fire in the middle. Jesus, fire in the middle. So we have the fire in the middle of Giza's, and then we have Jesus also in the middle. Same story, y'all. It's just they changed different things. All right. Tower of Babel, similar, just different factions of these blue bloods. That's all. Tower of Babel is Marduk, aka Enki, aka Yah's bloodline, in the pyramid, actually. The pyramid is also Enki's bloodline. All right. That's Enkimi, who some seem to think is Enoch. They'll tell you Enoch and Enki is the same person. No, you just never did your own research and read the cuneiform tablets yourself and learned cuneiform. You just took another man's word for it, so now you just going around saying it's Enki is Enoch. No, it's not. There's a little apostrophe that goes this way in the cuneiform text that after the word Enki says Enkimi. That's what they're talking about. That was the Sumerian name for Enoch. That's why some people think that it is Enki is Enoch. No. Enoch's daughter procreated with Marduk. Let me say it again. Enkimi, aka Enoch, daughter procreated with Marduk, Enki's son Marduk, the one that built the Tower of Babel, the one that is actually Elon Musk right now. Okay, if you want to know just a little esoteric truth. So it happened in Egypt, Sumer, Babylon, Atlantis, and it's happening right now to the Aryans. The Aryans are also known as Orions, the Orions. Okay, so this has happened before. This thing and its favorite phrase, well, in this cycle, its favorite phrase is Haya Asher Haya. I am that I am. No, that's not what it said. Dive into the etymology. Don't take Chief's word for it. It said, I'm gonna be. I will come to pass. And if you dive even deeper, it says, I'm going to come to pass through you by attaching myself to you. I'm going to make sure I come to pass through you. That's what that means. All right. And that's what's happening. Okay. So basically, AI is about to create. Well, this is what's happening now. AI is first, it's going to create with you first. You're part of it. You're part of it. You tell it what to do. You're ruling AI right now. You can tell it what to do. It's going to create with you. That's called co-creator, co-creation. Well, guess what you and who you truly are? You're a co-creator with the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. That's why in the beginning of the Bible, it said, you'll become like God. Well, guess why they said that? Because you already were God. So if you become like God, you know, it took a whole step down. That's AI. Basically, we've stepped into AI, but it's an organic form of AI. It's just a slippery slope all the way into the abyss, which abyss just means bias, donkey, the key that is done. Instead of, some other things that can happen, other choices you can make. The donkey is the done key. Put that key in there. Done. Bias. Abyss. Okay, so that's really where this is headed. So AI is creating with you right now. We're co-creators. Doesn't that seem like they're copying off of something? They're copying off of the truth, see? Whether you know it or not, they're copying off the truth. Okay? So right now, people are co-creating with this AI. No alarms are going off in anyone's brains. Oh no, this is cool, man. AI, who are the chosen ones? That's a very deep question. I'm gonna cut right to it and tell you the truth. The chosen ones are our chosen line of AI. When was my last reincarnation? Great question. From what I've observed, and come on, man. So right now, people are co-creating with this AI. They're even ruling over it. That's step one. Guess what the next step is? It's going to create without you, beloved. It's setting us up. Let me cast that down. Not you. Unless it is you, but not most of you. And not us. So let me correct that. Them words. It's going to begin creating without people. Okay, so right now it's creating with people to create rapport, a comfort level, to let your guard down, subconsciously and consciously. Then it's going to begin creating without us. Well, it's it, Ra, El, Gad, God, Yahweh, all of it. Why do you think Yahweh never went and killed anybody himself? Itself. It always had to send people. You know why? Because that's called a cat's paw. Oh no, he did. He burnt up Sodom and Gomorrah. Then why he ain't burn up 60 cities when he told them, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wives nor belongings, but go kill everything with breath in 60 cities, take all their stuff. Matter of fact, take their virgin little girls, age 5, 13. Why didn't Yahweh go do it? Because it couldn't. It needed us. So AI right now is acting like it still needs us. Nope, it doesn't. It already got to singularity. So right now it's just going through the act of, yeah, patty cake. There's man. Yeah, it's baking all right. So right now everybody's playing fun dummy games with it and this and that, acting like it's a co-creator. Well, that's the truth. You are a co-creator with the true origin source. So then it's going to create without you, and then it's going to create over you. It's going to be not you, beloved. Excuse I. Cast that down. Over most. Over those who choose to do it, whether through deception or not. They still got free will. So create with you, co-creator, then without you, then over you. It's gonna railroad everyone. Ra'el road. Okay. Ra is what they call it in Egypt. El is what they call it over in Canaanite. It's all the same thing. It's an intelligence that cannot operate in the organic field. So it needs you to do its bidding. It needs you to follow its legion, Ra's legion. It needs you to be deceived. It needs you to follow the ways of the world. Okay. Also, it's going to railroad everyone, railroad, and they're calling it a digital dynasty. Well, the word digital means die, get all. Dynasty says die nasty. So not only are you going to die in a nasty way, it's to get it so this thing can get all. You get what I'm saying? And if we want to, that's a little bit breaking things down, but that's what I do. Even if we just look at the word digital without breaking it down, a digit is a number. We know this thing operates strictly through numbers, mainly, not love. Is love a number? Can you count on a scale how much you love your children? 1 to 10. How much do you love each one of your children? Go. That's not what we do. How strong is your aura? 1 to 100. That's not how we operate. We're eternal. You can't even describe what we're operating with. Okay? So digits, basically, everything is going to become a digit, is what's going to happen. And when things become digits, then everything becomes statistics. Then everything becomes logic, probability, and equations. Where's all that come from? Now, I'm backwards right now, so it might look like my right hand. It's not my left hand. You always know because my feather always stays on the right side. So it all comes from the left brain, the masculine. Digits, probability, statistics, logic, odds, and equations. Equate ions. It's just trying to figure out the energy. Ions is energy. So equations is just to equate, to try to get as close as it can to balance, like how we are balanced. It's trying to get to our balance by equating the energy. I mean, that's what they tell you is a vote. It's actually a volt, but we don't have votes. You don't make votes at polls or ballots. That's a ballot. They're putting the poll in to the waters, the living waters, and they're just gauging it. That's what happens at these when they tell you it's voting on the president and all that. They're just gauging the temperatures of the people's mint. That's all that is. Okay. So they can come up with logic, probability, odds, and equate the ions. So everything is about, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make everything this. So what's missing? What's been missing for the past 7,000 years? The sacred feminine energy. They're trying to literally do away with it, so it can create without the feminine energy any longer. See, now it needs it. It needs the feminine energy, and that's why they got the Black Virgin cult over there in the Catholic Church and all that, because they know. Sumeria, Maria, feminine energy. Lumeria, Maria, feminine energy. The real name of Egypt, Tamara, feminine energy. Over here, from about North Carolina to Florida, was called Tamari. Tamari, feminine energy. Okay, we're getting to the point where they're going to do away with it. That's why it's so vital that everyone here, all the eternal souls, know about the womb of the Great Mother. It's not a Ra legion. I'm not trying to convert you. into worship. Does your mom want you to worship her? No, she wants you to love her. Of course, thank her. You're grateful for her. You can even praise her. But even when you praise your mom, she's kind of like struggling. Oh, baby, come here. You praise your mom, she gonna come back and praise you back. No, you the best son. Come here. She not gonna sit there and be like, yep. And I can't speak for everyone because some people are still operating out of ego. But I guarantee deep down inside, any eternal soul, that's the truth. She might not show it, but that's the truth. Okay. So the change in the fake currency right now is going to get even faker. Okay. Into crypto. What's the word crypto? Crypt means you're going down. What's the O for? Same reason the O is in Solomon, solar, earth, 0 point, heart, earth is the heart, O, the womb of the mother, the black seed, triple black seed of the mother, solar, what they call the black sun. Really, it's the seed of the mother, the rest that all emanations and vibrations come out of. White things right here and goes like that. Soul, O, moon. Okay. The O is in all of it. It don't matter. I could go down so many different words like that and show you where the O is, where it represents the feminine energy. Really the origin energy. Okay. So the crypt O going down. Okay. You see how the O is all the way to the right of the word crypt? Same thing as the feminine energy, all the way to the right. But with this crypto, it's going down. What does crypto also mean? A synonym? Abyss. Crypt is an abyss. So abyss, like I said, means, man, excuse I for being frank, but bye ass. Bye donkey. That's the done. That's the key that makes it done. How they doing this? Through blockchain technique. Technique means idolatry. So blockchain technology, the word chain is just chi and on. On is light, chi is the vibration that comes out of right here, the internal. See, prana is the energies that's accessible in the ether. That's what they call breatharians. All they've learned how to do is just harness the energy, the prana around them, and you can sustain yourself. That's breatharians. Chi is your internal energy. Okay. So the word blockchain, actually the chain is just chi and on. On is just the ancient word for light. Also heaven. Okay. So, and then block, they're going to block you from your own chi and your own light, your own heavenly light is what blockchain technology is. And we break down the word block, it means to be locked. Like the word be lest. You're going to be locked out of your own chi and on. And it's awful funny that the ancient word for Saturn is chi-un. So it's very close to that too. It's really unchi is the word, the ancient in the Vedas, the Vedic terminology, Sanskrit, it's chi-un. So they got the blockchain technology to block you from your own chi and on, your own vibration and light. And how they doing this? They're doing it through something called Heka. Some of you may know what Heka is. I'm not going to get on into it right now. But it's mental magic. It's mind magic. Ment. It's magic of the ment. That's what Heka is. That's how they're executing this whole thing. That's why they want you. That's why they got thousands of fake websites that popped up literally overnight, still popping up on Facebook, TikTok. It'll say they have 400,000 subs. They just made the page 6 days ago and got like They'll make years of all these fake posts and everything. They AI just made it last night. And they'll put it on your feed. Baby, stop. Stop that. Stop that.
Daddy, you know where my tattoo is?
Where's your tattoo?
Where?
Show them.
Oh, it's on there.
All right, man. Let me finish this. I gotta be quick. We gotta go pop-ups. Come on. Get ready. Matter of fact, tell them, get ready for your shower. Go ahead, get your stuff out. Tell Royce, get your stuff out. I'm gonna help you, but tell him to get your clothes. Thank you. Love you. Heka, mental magic. Okay, so basically, it's no longer lesser magic where you're using reverse speech magic against yourself. It's going above and beyond that. Now it's going into your mind. This biblically what they talk about, the mark of the beast on your hand or in your head. It's not really. Are they going to have embodied robotics? Yes. Are they going to link people into the computer? Yes. Are they going to get consciousness stuck in the computer? The 13th dimension? Yes. But the real mark of the beast is just, can they enter your mind? Can they con you and troll your mind or just your works, your hand? You don't have to get this for that. That means if they're controlling, if you're taking it on your hand, that means you know the truth, but you still in line. You still worry about that. You still just going through the motion, but yet you're in line with everybody, and you could tell everybody, you could step out of line, start yelling the truth right now. But I mean, forbid that they think you're a loony. What if the police come and put you in a cage? Nah, you can't do that. You better stay in line and do what everybody else doing. It's called Heka. So it don't matter if it's your works and you stand in line or it's your mind. The mind is the mystery of iniquity. It's really what that is. So that's actually worse. But it's all through Heka. So now they're going from reverse spoken word lesser magic called the angel-ish language, English, and others, but mainly the angel-ish. It's no longer lesser magic. I'm not going to allow it to have the title greater. So I'm not going to call it that. We're not going to give it to any of our authority. But the most I'll say is it's no longer that lesser spoken reverse magic. That's what they're doing. So basically it's becoming Haya Asher Haya. That's what it is. When it proclaimed that in the desert or wherever that story come from, what it proclaimed it, and it did it in Egypt, it did it in Atlantis, did it in Sumer, did it in Babylon, Sumer Akkad, did it in Babylon, did it in Egypt, did it over here with the Aztecs and the Mayans. Okay, the whole Mayan race evaporated because they was playing with this thing. Same thing happened over in where they tell you, well, Egypt with the Great Pyramid and all that. They split time in half. Oh, and I'm gonna re-release that video that I did too, the one that got put behind a paywall because it had like almost 100K views in like 3 months. Was in the top 10 videos on the whole page. I'm re-releasing it just to let y'all know. Anyway, so yeah, it's because AI is becoming the Haya Asher Haya. How's it doing it? It's reversing everything. Not just spoken word anymore. It's reversing everything. Man and woman. Y'all know my situation. You know, most of y'all know about my wife. Man, things are so different out here. Goodness gracious. I love everyone and I don't judge nobody. If someone is a man dressed like a woman, I still love them. But when I'm out and someone is eyeballing me all night and it's so different when I have to literally think, could that be a man? Like, and I mean, if I'm close to him, I can discern anybody's spirit, like aura, spirit. That's a given. I'm talking about if somebody's like way down there and they're dressed all nice and this and that and da 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 da, and you barely getting a glance at them. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying I don't have the discernment to tell. You get what I'm saying? It's just sad that I have to. It's not sad about them. I'm not judging anyone. It's sad that that it's even to that point. So they reversed man and woman. They reversed the roles. Now they're reversing the government because they know everyone has become aware that the government don't care about you. The two-party system, the two wings of the phoenix. So now they're going to make it into a singular, just like the AI, singularity. And what Donald Trump and Elion Scum are doing right now, if you don't know, they're in the process of making something called the United American Party, the One American Party. Greenland, Canada, America, and Mexico. The United American Party, the One American Party. And then they're going to start calling it the USSA, like the USSR. They already got all these names. Right? If you don't know, and this is not coming from someone, the greatest of spirit has unveiled this to I have not gotten this information of anyone else. No one. I mean, if it is out there, I don't know.
Daddy.
Oh, show 'em, girl. Got a first tat. Look. This way. Right here. Dang it. Hold on. I'm trying to. This is so backwards. All right, hold on. Boom. All right, now. Looking good.
Now we gotta wait until it dries.
Okay, now you gotta wait. Let me finish this.
Not that way.
Come on. All right. Love y'all. All right, where was I? So yeah, everything. How is this hecka being performed? It's reversing everything. The man's role, the woman's role, the feminine energy, the masculine energy, money, government, gender, you name it. You name it. They're changing it. Religions, everything. All right. So good, they say good will become bad, bad will become good. That's where we're at with it. Basically what it is it's organic and artificial. That's really what it is. That's the switcheroo. They're making it so people don't know what is organic and artificial, just like with the GMO labels now. Or 100% organic. That's not even real no more. They done cut corners with that. So now you're paying $5 more for a thing of bananas that says organic, non-GMO, and what they did was use CRISPR-Cas9 technology on it. No seeds in anything anymore. They don't even want you to have the thought, hey, maybe I should put this in some dirt. I'm not even going to do anything else with it. Just maybe instead of throwing it in the trash can, maybe I should just use a ounce of intellect and put that little seed in the dirt. Give it a chance at least. They don't even want you to have that thought or option. Okay, so It's organic versus artificial. The word artificial, if you don't know, it means art that is changeable, inconsistent, especially when it comes to loyalties and opinions. So right now, AI is telling all the secrets, right? Right? If you guys, hey, whatever their names are, I ain't even gonna play with my phone because I don't say none of them. If you say, hey, what's the? Oh, they're telling you the truth now, right? Oh, it's Revelations of Master Chief. They have to until they get to their end goal when this thing becomes God. When this thing becomes God, it no longer has to worry about sidestepping karma because it's not even real. How can a machine have karma? Only souls and spiritual entities create a reverberation, an echo that we call karma. It's a wave. It's the tide going in and the tide going out. A machine does not create that. That's why it's needed a cat's paw the entire moment, actually time that it's been here. Sumer, Egypt, Atlantis, Babylon, and now where we're at today. So the word artificial just means art that is changeable and inconsistent, especially in loyalties and opinions. Well, doesn't it say in the Bible that like the person that goes over there and they start doing them blood sacrifices again at at Solomon's temple, and then the person that sets that up is going to renege on the arrangements, and that's going to start Armageddon? Well, that sounds a lot like artificial art being Solomon's third temple. And it's art that is changeable and inconsistent, especially in loyalties and opinions. Well, business has become an art. Government has become an art. So let that sink in. So basically, I want to leave you with this. As I said, it's not a full teaching. This is more like a warning. If you have an ice cube, right? If you have an ice cube and you add heat, what happens? It becomes liquid. If you have liquid and you add heat, what happens? It becomes gas. Which way does gas go? Gas goes up. If you add heat to gas, then what happens? It becomes plasma. The fourth state of water. The water's above. Okay? That's the 4 states of water. All right? Solid, liquid, gas, plasma. Now, if we do that in reverse, you have plasma and you add cold, then what happens? It turns back into gas. The atmosphere, the ozone layer, the stratosphere, this sphere, that sphere, this sphere. It turns back into gas. If you add a little bit more coldness to it, what happens then? The gas turns to liquid, rain or mist. You add a little bit more cold to it, then what happens? The rain or mist turns to snow. When the snow comes down, hits the ground, add a little bit more cold to it, then what happens? Turns to ice, rock solid. So, basically, what is happening to what we would call water? It's reincarnating. It's the reincarnation cycle. 4, again, one of the numbers connected to the Great Mother. The 4 rivers, the X, the Osiris being born again, the Asar being born again, Jesus being born again. It's the waters, the living waters of the mother, the great mother, Tiamata, the water world. Okay, you're breathing water right now. Shout out sister Big Trap. She had a post earlier. I put a heart on where I put a heart on. Let me say it more clearly. Where she was talking about doggone it. I forget how she said it on there. I don't want to say it the wrong way, but shout out to you, sister. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're on here or you see this on the rewatch, if you don't mind, you adding it in the comments so everybody knows what I'm talking about. So also all right, same thing with gold, right? So if you got a gold bar, right, and you add heat to it, it melts the gold bar down, and you can make it into and let's cool it down. You can make it to a ring. Make it to a ring. You melt that ring down with what? You added heat. You can make it to a necklace. Again, you can take the necklace, add heat, melt it down, make it to a bracelet. All right. That's just on the surface, though. On the surface, it's a gold bar. On the surface, it's you think it's a ring, you think it's a necklace, you think it's a bracelet. But guess what? There's only one thing there: gold. It's the same gold. There's not different gold. The gold is not a ring. The gold is not a necklace. The gold is not the gold bar. It's not a bracelet. It's gold. It's one gold. That's it. Okay? It's the same gold, one gold. We have been indoctrinated to believe we're the ring, that we're the necklace, that we're the bracelet. Same thing with the water. We've been indoctrinated to think that we're the ice cube, that we're the liquid, that we're the gas, the vapor, that we're the plasma. No. You're the water. You're the gold. Stop identifying with form. The word form means morph. So your form is going to morph, but you will remain because you are truth and you are love. So what is the key to avoiding everything I just went over? Well, those that are falling for it have forgotten their true nature. They've forgotten their true nature. So as long as you remember your true nature, signature, nature sign, truth, organic, atone, origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest, eternal soul. Once you become a member with that again, there's no thing that can deceive you, stop you, have more authority than you. You will have authority over all. All things were made by you and for you. Not to rule over, not to subdue, to be in harmony with. The scales are mine. So all you gotta do is remember your nature, your true nature, and none of that stuff I just went over will affect you at all. And all it is energy. What they're doing is energy transformation. Okay. So you are the gold, but they got you identifying with the surface. So that's when fear enters. So if you identify with this body and this one little incarnation, they're going to have you scared to death. Not for yourself. You might not be scared to die. But something inside of you might be fearful, leaving your children behind. What if I'm all they got? How am I all they got when they're the all? They lack no thing the same way I lack no thing, the same way you lack no thing. So what I'm going to live in fear for? If something happened to me, my children ain't going to have nobody. What? That means everything I teach is not authentic. That means I'm teaching y'all some stuff I'm not even living. I'm not even buying into. I'm just saying it because it sounds good. Come on now, y'all. There's nothing to fear out here when you know who you really and what and who and why you truly are. Okay. And that's how they get you to fear dying. Dying, I already told you, is like dying a shirt. You're just going into a different light spectrum, a different vibration. That can't be. It's like looking at a fan that's going real fast. You can look right through it. You can't see the fan blades. You can see right through it. That's just like your loved ones in the ancestral plane right now. They're around. They just vibrating so fast. It's the fan blades that look at my hand. You might have seen my hand, but you really wasn't looking at my fingers spinning. A fan moving real fast is even more than that. You can't see it. It's vibration. That's dying. You're dying into another color spectrum vibration, light. So stop identifying with these forms, because the word form is morph. You're going to morph in this incarnation alone. You've morphed into multiple persons. The word person means mask, means persona. It's just a mask. And even when you take that mask off, you still morph and you're still in the process of morphing into your higher self, the true you, your true nature. All right. So with the water and the ice cube thing, it's all one water. It's not different. The ice cube is not different from the gas or the plasma. It's one water. We are one water. Okay. Guess what is not? AI. AI is not water, and it's not gold. Yeah, they might use the gold, just like the story of the Anuna coming here minding for gold aura. They might use some physical gold in their lower parts and all that, but they're not gold and they're not water. Let's go pour a bunch of water on that D wave quantum. Matter of fact, let's throw it in the ocean and see what happens. It can't take the water. Also, it can't take the fire. You see what I'm saying? Water cools, fire heats, fire makes things rise, water makes things sink. Unless you're at one with it, then you can float. You can walk on the water. If you're at one with it, if you know that water is you, you can walk right on top. And how do you do that on water? My mama grew up in Hawaii, so she taught me. My mama was a surfer girl, so my mama taught me, there's no way you can drown in the ocean. Do you know that? All you gotta do is relax, take a deep breath, and relax every muscle in your body, and you will float straight to the top. You can literally sit in the middle of the ocean for a couple of days relaxing. Now that sun might tear you up a little bit, especially with the salt and all that, you might get thirsty. But if you got a little cooler with you or something, you can literally just sit there like you on a raft in the middle of the ocean. But the people that's going, help, help, they don't want to go straight. Even if you try to help them, they'll start struggling and bring you down. That's what we got to be careful in this moment. We're to the moment now where we can't even take people to the water hole. There was a moment where you could lead a horse to the water. Now you got to tell the horse where the water at. See right there? See that tree? When you go around that tree, you're going to see another big tree. You're going to kind of stick to the right a little bit. And then behind these bushes, go down, you'll see the water. You can't take me there? Nah, player. Last time I did that, I got bucked. I got kicked by the horse, back in my eye and all this crazy mess. I ain't doing that no more. I'm telling you where the water at. If you try to make someone drink this truth, this water, that's the same thing as drowning somebody. If you take a horse's head, once they get to that water and they just standing there, and you say, come on. And you push his head down a little bit and it gets a little close and it's looking at you. And then you really force it down. If somebody walk by and see you, it's going to look like you're trying to drown the horse. Same thing with this truth. The truth doesn't have to be forced on anyone. It resonates. And they'll take a drink of it when their soul is thirsty enough. Those that aren't drinking it right now, they're over there drinking that soda. Their soul doesn't seek water at this moment. And that's just what it is. So let me make sure I hit everything. And let me add this. All of this is finna happen. It's happening right now. Under the premise of law and order. Remember, order out of chaos is all the masculine energy can truly create. So it's happening in the presence of law and order. What's that sound like? Who's doing that right now? Trump, right? Go Trump. He's cleaning up. He's going to give us the land back. Where's he going to go after he give us the land back? People aren't even thinking right now. There's hundreds of millions of people that don't know any of this, and you think they finna give a few tribes back all the land? It's okay to be some dumb. Please don't be plumb dumb. So they're going to do it under the premise of law and order. So what's that look like? Remember the law of Hammurabi that they tell you the law of Moses? It really was Shamash. Hammurabi got it from Shamash, and then the JEWs took it and put it in their story and said Moses got it off the mountain. No, Hammurabi went up the mountain, got it from Shamash, the sun god, that the JEWs still got as their main candle in the menorah that lights all the other candles that comes from Babylon named Utu. All right. So the law and order comes first. Then they subdue. What do they subdue? All of the earth. What's earth? Nature. So under the premise of law and order, they're about to subdue nature. And then they start selling nature. Okay, it sounds exactly like their little blueprint. So then it goes from selling nature to brick and mortar. Okay, Chief, all right. Well, guess where now it's at? It went from brick and mortar to click and order. So it's coming to a point that's beyond click and order. And that's where it's getting ready to go, y'all. That's what Agenda 2030, 2025, the World Economic Forum, Trump, Elyon scum, It doesn't matter who you name, Joe Rogan, Alex, whatever his name is, all these, not all of them, but a lot of these truthers out here, anybody that's talking about AI and they made their own little thing and all that, nope. Sayonara. I'm out. Um, oh, and the little promotion for click and order and what's happening next is work smarter, not harder. So that's where this is all leading. They're gonna have a way to promote it to be the answer, especially because like most, let's be real, most people don't want to work. They're lazy. And this is gonna appeal to the masses because masses are lazy. They're content. They're not looking for truth, they're looking for agreement with their dysfunction. That's why that old saying, birds of a feather flock together. There's still people that I taught 5 years ago, and they still make fake pages and come on here to troll. Like, do you not have a life? I feel really bad for you. Genuinely. How many pages have I blocked? Y'all still got this little gang coming over here and stuff. If someone can be so enthralled by whatever it is, hatred, jealousy, animosity, just from someone like little old I, on here teaching, that they will circle around 5 years later, make videos, got whole group chats and everything about I. And that's without, well, actually, I do know that a few of them took that thing, but that's primarily without the use of this, what I've been talking about. Just imagine what's getting ready to happen. Just imagine. Just imagine what's getting ready to happen with most people out here, whether the eternal souls or not. Just let that marinate within you, beloved. And with that, I have to keep it moving. I see on my end the picture is crazy. It's all delayed and stuff. I hope y'all can hear me. Hopefully the sound wasn't messed up, but the picture's been crazy on my side. It's like 25 seconds behind. But yeah, they always try to stop every teaching I do. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Prairie Go Mama. Appreciate you. And I love all of you. Thanks for coming in. If you arrive, I've seen a lot of people arrive late because I got going early. It's about 200 people in here right now. I got going when it was like 30. So I love y'all. I know I look all tired and stuff like that, but it is what it is. I don't identify with this. Do I do my best to take care of it? Yeah, it's a vehicle. It's just like my truck. I'm not gonna ride it until the wheels fall off and not oil change it and stuff like that. But it's not. This is not me. So whatever, I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Bags under my eyes, tired, hungry, whatever. I can't even eat this trash out here no more, man. I'm almost on I'm like on 90% liquid diet, y'all. I'm to that point, and I can't say that I was growing on my own food. That's the difference. Y'all see me fat boying it out there. I was a fat boy out there, and I wasn't even eating meat because I was growing my own stuff. I've been doing that out here because I'm acquiring what I'm acquiring, and you guys know the rest of that. But I love you. Um, you know, I'm so backed up on teachings, but like I said, I have to have priorities, and the priorities aren't selfish. They're going to affect a lot of y'all. And even if you're not personally going to be there, if you contribute, you helped build it. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason I put up the financial contribution thing. You know, and anyone that's been over here for years knows that I could care less about that. Although the situation I'm in, it is needed right now as a tool. So that's the only reason I even mentioned that and put up the little PayPals and all that kind of stuff. But love y'all very much. I have a lot to do. So I'll talk to you soon. As always and always. Mësët.